Hello! I am a squirrel. Actually, no, I'm not a squirrel. Let's get transformed out here. I am NihonTiger. Oh, there's my cape. Hello! See? Look, I'm back to normal now. But welcome! Welcome to the yet-to-be-named server where we do the panic pack testing stuff thing. We don't have a name for it yet. But anyways, this is actually my first episode in my new and improved modded Minecraft playthrough. And I kind of mentioned, I think on Twitter, that I was considering changing packs. And yeah, so I've switched over to this as my modded Minecraft series. Now, I'll start off by giving you a quick tour around, talking a little bit about what exactly the whole panic pack thing is. So first off, this is my house. It's orange, no surprise. And this is the stairway that leads up to my house. So let's go inside. Actually, no, we'll give you a tour of the place first. Go down here. I'm on top of a beautiful, beautiful hill thing. It's got all these floating edges and whatnot. It looks really cool, and the waterfall looks amazing. But that is Kristen's house, and he's got air gas. There's two of them, and he's got hanging up there. He's killed two of them already. The heck, Kristen, making me look bad. And this area here in the middle is our temporary base mine, what have you. Just a temporary thing, and it's got some pulverizer and redstone furnace. By the way, if you notice up top there when I point at something, that little box that pops up, that is the Whale mod by Professor Mobius, and it just is an indicator of what you're looking at. If you guys don't like it for some reason, I find it useful for a lot of things, but if you guys don't like it, if it's annoying or irritating to you, let me know in the comments. I can disable it. I'm used to it by now, so it doesn't really bother me too much, but I know for some of you guys, you might not like it. But let's just got thermal expansion on here, Ender IO with the sag mill. A whole bunch of mods on here. Obviously, Tinker's Construct, Enchanting Plus is on here. Ganny's Nether, all the Ganny's mods. Twilight Forest is on here. There's Tinker's. There's more Tinker stuff there. Got Natura is on here. And Tinker's Construct stuff. Highlands mod, which is our Biomes of Plenty. I guess you could say replacement would be an apt way to say it, because it is kind of replacing it. And there's, I think that's Extra Utilities. The pig is from Extra Utilities. Natura, Pam's Harvest Craft is on here. So, what exactly is the Panic Pack, or the Panic Techish Pack, as this technically is? It is a bunch of mods that kind of have been cobbled together by Darkphan, and he's got a couple of his friends on here, basically running tests and stuff on it and just exploring it. And this is King Noob's place. This is his ship. He's made a ship, an airship, I think is what he wanted to call it. But he lives on the ship. Like he lives in Florida or something, I guess. I don't think he doesn't actually live in Florida. But, you know, they have all those houseboats down in Florida is what I'm kind of hinting at. And this over here, I want to say this is Morwood's house, but I'm not certain on that. Because all it says is, I'm building a thing. And it looks nice inside. It looks like kind of a restaurant. I like this. This is nice. It's like supposed to be like a cash register or something over here. I don't know. Maybe it's supposed to be where they put the menu out. Maybe that's Morwood's place. I don't know. I know Kinkajou is over there. It's building off that way. And then this is somebody's house too. I don't have any idea whose house this is. I also don't know where Captain is building his place on here. So yeah, Captain Q is on here as well. And so there's Rainbow Crisp, who is building next to Darkphan. So this is just a nice little house. I'm not sure whose this is. I'm sorry for interrupting. But yeah, it's basically a collection of mods kind of not supposed to be really, I guess you could say, like a competitor to FTB or anything like that. I don't think that was I don't think that's the intention at all. It's more just a bunch of mods like Highlands, and I like that how it goes because Captain plays these backwards in different patterns. So look up there at the top, it's like doing a dance. Little Furlog doing a dance. But it's basically a collection of mods that are kind of not as well played as, you might see other times. Like, for example, mechanisms in here and Ender IOs in here. And these are not necessarily mods you would find in someone else's mod pack or an FTB mod pack or something like that. So I'm gonna transform here. I'll talk more about this mod in particular in a little bit, but I just want to get over here real quickly. So that over there, that castle thing, is not mine for once. That is Rainbow Crisp is building her castle thing in the sky. I don't know what that is. But this is Darkphan's place. And you can see he's got a bunch of stuff already. He's got a chunk loader and a carpenter's bed, which is really awesome. He showed me that thing like a couple days ago. And you got, obviously, applied energistics is in here. These are all things we'll go over at some point in Java. Something we'll talk about very soon. Like I said, thermal expansion, extra utilities, ender storage, more thermal expansion. Doesn't have anything mechanism in here yet, does he? Vanilla. Organic surface with the dragon egg in there. So if you've seen this episode, and you've probably noticed that I did post the dragon fight in the end. It's a short video, just kind of a teaser to all of this. I like this. This looks really cool. The oak barricades with the pistons that go up and down. That looks really nice. I think he's got, are these, what kind of blocks does he have down here? I'm kind of curious. Drawbridge. Okay, so it's Tinker's Mechworks. Alright, cool. I kind of wish there was something like that in regular Minecraft. It would make my portcullises a lot easier to do. So, let's go ahead and we'll just fly back up here. It'll be a lot easier instead of having to walk all the way back up. Alright, so let's transform back into me. And we'll go inside. So this is kind of my modern-ist house a little bit. I've got a lot of sharp angles, a lot of fancy glass. Now this pattern here, I didn't come up with this, so I'm not going to take credit for it. Caleb, my buddy Caleb, if any of you know from the Vintage Beef fan server, is the one who's the one I saw doing this on some of his builds, like on the sheep pens. He's got glass like this, and I've really started using it and liking it a lot in my builds. I kind of did a little variation on it here. But 2 decks. One up here, kind of in my bedroom. This will kind of be where my bedroom is. I have to put carpet down. There's my bed. Storage, Tinker's construct stuff. Kind of my kitchen in here. And living space with the redwood planks. And there's an enhanced portals for demonstration purposes sitting in the middle of my floor right now. We'll move that later, I'm sure. But first things first, you might notice that we are a little bit naked at the moment as far as materials. So let's go ahead and get started here by working on a few small basics. And it's going to be mostly thermal expansion and Tinker's construct to do this stuff. So what do we have here? So this is the Tinker's construct crafting station, which is, if I can, I was just looking up something there. But crafting station is basically you just take a crafting bench or crafting table, however you want to call it, and just put it in there after you've made it again, and you get a crafting station. I'm not going to do that again because that took way too long to do the first time. I've already done it multiple times. I don't really want to walk through it a bunch more times. But I do want to take some of these redwood logs. These are going to be useful. Because what we're going to do is going to turn these into planks and turn half of these into sticks. I'm going to eat a carrot because I'm hungry. Alright. And now we're going to come down here to our crafting station. What's cool about the crafting station, for those of you that don't know, is you can place stuff in here and it'll stay. So that's why I would advise, if you can just craft all your crafting benches in the crafting stations like right away, it's a lot easier because you can also use them as hidden storage. Now, go ahead here and get this pattern here. This is a blank pattern. It's very useful for what we're going to do. So, if we take a look at blank pattern. Blank pattern is just 2 sticks and 2 wood planks. And you get a blank pattern, which could be very useful for a lot of things. So, especially in this case, you want to make a bunch of patterns so you can make your various tools, like your hammer. This is my hammer. You notice the name on it is, I'll show it again, Do no Hanma, which is the Japanese word. It's literally, I think, I couldn't write out the kanji for it, but that's the Romanji spelling of it, and it means copper hammer. I'm not very original. So, what we want to do next is, I think we want to make our part builder, which is this buddy right here. You can also make like a half part builder too if you want, but for this we just need a blank pattern and one of pretty much any kind of log. So go ahead, grab our redwood log again, and we could even make this right here in our shapeless crafting. So just our part builder, and we get a book out of it. So this is the second book in the Materials and You series that goes with Tinker's Construct. So that's basically learning to tinker. So we'll put this up here for now. This will be something we come back to shortly. And there's the third book, Mighty Smelting, which you get, I think, when you make your first seared bricks. You get that one. But do I have my copy? Yeah, you always get this Materials and You book by Skyla when you start out. So this is just, a basic walkthrough. Okay, here's how you make a stencil table. So we'll do that next. So the stencil table is just a blank pattern and a wood plank of any type. Part crafter, we've made that. Part pattern chest, that's also something we're going to make and set up. And then we need to make our tool station, which is the pattern and a workbench. And we'll also, possibly, in this episode, I don't know if we'll get to it, we'll make our tool forge, because we do need some seared brick, and I think I'm short on seared brick. For those of you that don't recognize what this is up here, my entire roof is made out of seared brick, so I've made so much seared brick that I don't know what to do with it, and I'm pretty sure that I'm short on it for other things, so unfortunately, I don't think I have enough offhand to do the tool forge today. But let's do that. Actually, you know what? I have the birchwood planks. We'll do that. And we'll take one of these, because we'll make a crafting bench out of it. And actually, do we have a chest? We have just an extra chest that happens to be lying around anywhere. We do not. So I'll take 2 more of these. And I'll make them a chest. This is a crafting bench. Okay, and now we'll make our part chest, or pattern chest. Sorry about that. Get part builder and pattern chest all mixed up. So pattern chest, tool station, and a stencil table. Okay, so we want to set this up. We want to set these up. Where do we want to set these up? We'll set them up over here for now. So part builder, we'll want part builder to be right there, and we want a pattern chest to be in between that and our stencil table, and there's a reason we do that. And we'll put our tool station on the end here. Now this is kind of your basic Tinker's Construct layout as far as how you should have your benches arranged. And you can always set them differently, or in whatever order you really want, but there's a reason for doing it like this, and I'll show you in a minute. So let's go ahead and we'll put our 2 blank patterns in here. And we can cycle through. See here on the side we have next pattern and previous pattern. So we can cycle through and get a pattern that we want so that we can make something. So we have different types of pattern, like axe head pattern. This is the shovel head pattern, sword blade pattern. And because we don't have the tool forge, our patterns will be somewhat limited at the start here. So once we make that tool forge upgrade from the tool station, we'll have a little more option wise. Pan, wide board, knife blade, chisel head, tough rod, tough binding, large plate, rod. Actually, maybe we do have all the patterns. We just don't have the ability to use them all. It might be the thing. Yeah, we have all the patterns. We just can't use them all yet. I'll show you this. If you come over here to the tool station, and you notice that we can make the hammer, but there's nothing we can make the hammer into. And that's because the tool station cannot make hammers. It cannot make some of the more advanced gear, even though we can get the patterns for it right away. So next pattern. So let's make the tool rod pattern, and we'll make the pickaxe head pattern. And we can put these in the pattern chest right here. And then we just come over here to our part builder, and look at that. Because our pattern chest is attached to our part builder, like so, the pattern chest will automatically be there for us to just throw things in there. So let's go ahead, and I'll show you how to do this real quick. Go ahead and grab a stack of cobble. And what we want to do is we want to take our pickaxe head pattern, make a pickaxe. And we'll take that, we'll throw that on there. And it sees there's material cost, so this is your, whatever the material cost is how many cobblestone or ingots or whatever it will take to complete the part. So we want to take that. There we go. And then this is it says a material cost of half a block. So we get a stone shard out of the deal. Get an incomplete tool shard bit. So we can just put that back in a box somewhere for now. I have not figured out if there's a use for those, or if it's just you can combine them. I'm sure I'll figure it out. But what we want to do now is, since we want to make our pickaxe, we're just making a basic pickaxe out of this. Oh, we forgot. I forgot I needed a binding for that. And that's something else that you'll need to remember and probably learn, is that most of the tools in most of the useful tools, at least in Tinker's Construct, require some kind of binding together. Oh, that's stencil worker. So we're getting achievements now for Tinker's Construct, and then we'll come in here, put that in there. Next pattern, where's the binding? There it was, right there. Tool binding pattern, and that's got a cost of half a block, so or half an ingot, what have you. So let's go ahead and very quickly, we'll switch that out. We get another stone shard, and we get a stone binding. So that's that. And I put that in the middle chest, right? That's in the top chest. I am a stickler for getting things organized. It may not look like it right now, but eventually we're going to have this whole thing organized, and it'll be very pretty. So, we have our stone tool rod, and basically once you get to the tool station part here, basically it's just take your piece and match it up with where it's supposed to go. So stone tool rod comes in here at the bottom, the binding in the middle, and the pickaxe head on the top, and there we go. We have a pickaxe. Get Tinker Construct achievement of Tinkerer, and we have a stone pickaxe, and it has a stone bound bit of how do I want to call it? I don't want to call it. I can't remember what it is, but it's a kind of an aspect, I guess you could say. So stonebound, I think stonebound is the one where you can repair them with stone, and they won't break. Like it won't break like with the Promethean pickaxe here. They'll just shatter when it gets out. It gets to the end of its useful life. But the pickaxe here, the stonebound ones, will actually hold together and be able to be repaired, which is cool. I forget what else it does. It does something else. Actually, let me take a look. See if there's anything in here about that. Nope, it's in the red book. Because I know there's different little modifiers and whatnot. Oh, I'm right past it. Material trait stonebound. Tool binds faster as it wears out, but does less damage. Okay. Okay, so that's the benefit that you get. It'll mine faster as it wears, but it'll do less damage, which I don't know what that means for a pickaxe. I don't think it means a whole lot. But it's just a test pickaxe, so don't worry too much about it. Now, the other thing that we need to make, and if you notice up here on my chest, I have all these lovely ores that we'll talk about in another episode in the future. But the problem is, we don't have, we don't have anything to pulverize them with, and we can't get to most of our, ores from actual ore blocks. So, in order to do that, we're going to make two very special things from thermal expansion and one thing from Ender IO to power them. So, to start with, let's go ahead and call up the pulverizer. Now, since we don't have IC2 or anything like that in here, the pulverizer is basically our grinder of choice. There's also some stuff in metallurgy, which I'll talk about in a future episode. But here you can see this is the recipe for a pulverizer. So we need 2 copper ingots, 2 flint, a machine frame, and redstone reception coil along with a piston. So the machine frame is just 4 glass blocks plus 4 iron ingots, and then you also need a gold ingot in the middle. And the redstone reception coil, is redstone with gold in the middle. So let's go ahead. Grab that, and I don't have enough iron ingots to make that off the bat. I thought I had more. Did I have I had electrical steel. Okay, so I know I have some dust, and that'll be enough dust for that. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and we'll just smelt that up in here. Our furnace. And we can make better furnaces as well. We'll do that shortly. So while that's smelting up, I will go ahead actually and construct the redstone receptor coils. So we'll need 2 of them to build both the things that we want to build. And here's our piston. I thought I made another piston already, but I guess I didn't. Take that, and we need 2 pistons because we're going to be using another piston for the Ender IO block that we're going to be making. So actually we need to go ahead and wait on that. Let's grab 2 flint and the 2 copper ingots, and we have those 4 blocks right there. So 1 in each corner, and a gold ingot in the middle, and then glass to fill in the spots, and we get our machine frame. And this is a thermal expansion block. So is the redstone reception coil. Let's go ahead and put down these 2, and put down our 2 flint and the piston on top, and we get a pulverizer. So let's go ahead and put the pulverizer right there. Okay, so let's click on the interface, and you can see the pulverizer is basically you put in your ores in the blue box, and it outputs into the red box whatever the ore is. It's powered through any sort of source that gives out power, which is what we're going to make from Ender IO. And sometimes you get a little bit of a lucky extra ore, and that will pop into this yellow box. So sometimes I think with with tin you'll get like tin, and I think it's iron is the other one that might pop out. But I don't remember exactly. It's been a little bit since I've had to use a pulverizer and remember exactly what they do. So we'll make another machine frame here, because we're also going to be making, and this is very helpful, a redstone furnace. So redstone furnace requires us to have redstone on top, machine frame, redstone reception coil, 2 copper ingots, and some bricks. So that's why these bricks are here, and that redstone's there. Alright, so go ahead and throw those on there. 2 copper, and the bricks go in, and the redstone furnace comes out. And you can actually set this, I think, to output where you'll be able to output it right into the redstone furnace, but I'm not sure how to do that quite yet. That might actually be it right there. So if you click on the redstone furnace, it's a fairly simple interface. Stuff comes in from the blue slot and it goes out into the orange slot. And you can also change the configuration here. and here. So if I take that and I make that bottom part blank like that, if I click on it, that way nothing will pass through to the redstone furnace without me wanting it to. But here's the problem. How are we going to power this? We can possibly, I think, put some coal in here and power it that way. But there's got to be an easier way to do it, right? There's got to be an easier way to make a generator where I don't have to shovel coal into this automatically. And shovel coal into this one too. That would be a huge pain in the butt. So what we're going to do is, because we don't have things like electrical engines and whatnot that are in here, you know, we have to worry about converting MJs to RFs or, you know, whatever. Picowatts. Picowatts. That's actually something new that Chun came up with for the mod jam. He's a picowatt. Little generator now. We want to make a Stirling generator, and this is 5 stone bricks, 2 of these basic gears, which are just your 4 cobble pieces and then sticks in each of the corners, and a piston and a furnace. So that's what we need the other piston for. And you don't necessarily have to do this step if you don't want to. Like, I think if I wanted to, I'll check on this right now. I think if I wanted to, I could just throw coal in here and it would generate fuel. Actually, no, you can't. So you do need this step. Aha! I thought something was up, and I knew I had that in my notes for some reason. So let's go ahead first and make the gears. If I sound a little bit like, you know, I'm trying to remember what to do, I am, because I haven't necessarily played a whole lot of the technical side of this. I'm more focused on the usual adventure magic aspects. And this is our Stirling generator. Now this we can put coal into and it will generate MJs. And there's one thing we need which you don't have, and you might have noticed it right by now. There's one thing we don't have. We need these universal cables. That's what I was looking up earlier. So those require steel and redstone, but the steel itself requires us to make steel ingots. So you can see that's how you make the casting. That's how you make various ingots, but you have a lot of different ways to get it. You could also use pig iron if you wanted to. So that's rotary craft, and we don't want to touch rotary craft right now with a 10-foot pole. But might be able to get it from Metallurgy 3 too, huh? I forgot that was in Tinker's Construct steel. You can see molten steel is made from smelting down steel. You can also do alloy symmetry. You need molten iron and molten manganese. So you know what? I know where I can get some molten iron and molten manganese. Why don't we go downstairs and I'll smelt up some stuff and we'll see if we can't get some. Oh, so that single piece of coal gave us 1,600 MJs, 1,600 Michael Jacksons. Not bad, but this needs quite a bit to run, so we're gonna need a lot more than just that 1,600 MJ. So I'm going to go ahead and go downstairs and see if I can't use the smeltery down there, because we don't have a smeltery built here yet, to smelt up some iron and manganese into steel. And I'll be right back once I've got that, and we'll make some universal cables. Okay, so you kind of saw a little bit of a sneak peek of the next episode there with the smeltery. So where's my redstone? Okay, there's my redstone. And we'll go ahead and make 8. That should be more than enough. I don't really need that many. So what we need to do now is take these universal cables. And if we just kind of put that there, and that there, you see it turns green? And you'll notice the power is draining out of the Stirling generator and draining into the pulverizer. Now, if I do this right, yeah, we can also get it to drain into the redstone furnace. You can even see on the little Wayla overlay there, you can see what the levels are at. So go ahead, throw some more coal in there so we can get that a little bit working with the generator. And we'll also go ahead and take our copper ore out. We'll go ahead and throw that in the pulverizer. And you can see a little bit of weight there on the bottom shows that the pulverizer is working. It has got an item inside of it that's pulverizing. There's the arrow, the progress arrow. Going. Oh, I think I know what this is for. I think this is for upgrade slots, so we can upgrade it to go faster. That's I think what I remember it being now. So yeah, I can make some upgrades probably to this and make it run a little faster and just the slow pace it takes right now. But you can see we have pulverized copper. And that could go into redstone furnace to be smelted up into 2 copper ingots. I almost said iron ingots there. I'm thinking I was using iron again. There you go. And what's cool is eventually when we get into the Java buckets, is that you won't have to worry so much about all the different ones here. Like for example, this is thermal expansion being converted from thermal expansion into metallurgy ingots. So it should eventually be able just to convert all into the same type of ingot, and then we can just use the same type of ingot for all our processes, which is going to be very nice. So I think that's it. I think we've got ourselves a nice start going here. We've got our own little pulverizer. We've got our own redstone furnace. We've got a power generator here as well. It is generating power out to each of these devices. I'm a little worried. I don't want anything to explode. I don't think it will, but you never know with this game. I don't want to wake up and find my kitchen's got a giant hole in it where the Stirling furnace used to be. But that's pretty much it. So all this stuff in here, all this clay, all these seared bricks, we'll get to this next time as well. And the orange dye, I can probably just take that out. Who cares about that? I do, obviously, but you guys probably don't. So that's about it. We've got our basics done for Tinker's Construct. We're going to upgrade this next time. We're going to make our own, try and make our own smeltery. Or at least I'll show you a little bit more in detail how it works if I can't get one made. It might take a little bit too long because it's a fairly large structure. And really I'll also show you how to smelt down some of those ores like we had. You can smelt them down in the smeltery down there and use them to make various parts and molds. And that's another thing that we need to touch on in the next episode will be mold making, because it's very, very important and a very key part of Tinker's Construct. So, with that being said, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this first episode, and if it was a little bit rough, don't worry, it'll get a little better, especially as we get into... Okay, I'm out of storage space again. Especially as we get into the more adventure stuff, the stuff I'm already very, very familiar with, like stuff like mechanism and things of this nature are not things that I necessarily have a great deal of knowledge about, so I'm kind of learning as much as you guys might be learning as well. But hopefully we'll be able to get through this together, and we'll come out much more knowledgeable about all the wonderful mods in this pack, and hopefully next time I'm on here, someone else will be on here, because right now I'm the only one on. It is kind of late in the evening, night time, and okay, I think the Stirling furnace isn't gonna, Stirling generator's not gonna blow up on us. So we'll see. I'll let you know next time, but thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.